Hi guys, I'm back. So if you're subscribed to my channel, you probably have noticed that I've been gone for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I just wanted to say up front I'm really sorry for that, and I wanted to make a video pretty much just kind of explaining my life for the past couple months, just talking. I have wanted to do this video since about like November, December, but I just didn't really know like what words to use or how to phrase it, and I wasn't really in the right mindset, if that makes any sense. I was just kind of going through some really like tough stuff in my life, and I really did not want to film it when I was kind of down in the dumps and sad about it all, and I just wanted to get past it and then talk about it. And I'm making it sound really dramatic, I promise it's not like anything crazy, but I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys for a while because I feel like I never really get to do videos just talking, interacting with you. I always feel like it has to be fashion or beauty related, and that's something that I wanted to change, but I will get to that later in the video. I have a list here on this notebook that I've kind of just written out some points that I wanted to talk about. So I mentioned that I wanted to film this video for a really long time, just because my thoughts and opinions on YouTube have kind of changed as a whole, especially since I'm now doing that on my own. I used to do it with Lauren, lots of you guys know her, and it was just really weird transitioning from doing it with 2 people for like 2 years to all of a sudden being on my own, and I didn't really know how to react to that and like figure out how to do everything on my own, so that was kind of a shock. So like this fall was kind of really weird because I didn't know really what I was doing, and I just kind of got stuck in a rut of doing the same videos, like, you know, lookbook, get ready with me, everyday makeup edition, favorites, you know, stuff like that that everyone else does that's boring and vanilla and nobody really enjoys, and I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't feel like my heart was really in it. I was just doing it because I had to. So I just kind of got really discouraged in YouTube as a whole, and I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I don't know how to put it into words. I enjoy YouTube. I was just stuck in a rut. I kind of described it when I was talking to my mom as I forgot what it would just, I felt like my creativity was gone. I kind of have to backtrack before I start getting into this, and this is really disorganized because I don't know how to summarize like half a year. It kind of started this fall, like I said, with school. School seems to be the root of everyone's problems. I just started having a really hard time sleeping. Like, you know, some people go to bed the moment their head hits the pillow, they are out, and I'm so envious of them. I've never ever been one of those people. I've always laid in bed, you know, thinking about things, trying to put my thoughts in order before I sleep, and I just couldn't sleep. This year, it just got so bad to the point where like I could not sleep at all, and I would lay in bed till like 3:30 or 4 in the morning just laying there trying to sleep, and it was absolutely terrible, and it just made it worse because then I would get sick and miss school, or sometimes sleep through my alarms and be late to school and miss half a day of school, and it was just really bad. And then of course, you know, I would be nervous about sleeping, and so then it would just kind of snowball because I would work myself up at night before I went to bed, being like, oh, I can't sleep, and it would get worse. Eventually I went and talked to a sleep specialist, and I was diagnosed with delayed sleep phase disorder. What that is basically when your days and nights get flipped. This happens in infants a lot. There's no like medication that you can take for it. The only way to fix it is to basically reset your sleep cycle, which is a very long process, and it would require, because it's based on your body temperatures and lights, I'm not going to go in depth because it's really complicated and actually really fascinating, but your body temperature kind of drops off as you get further and further into sleep, and then about 2 hours before you wake up, your body signals to raise your temperature, and that is when you wake up. So technically your deepest sleep phase is 2 hours before you wake up. Now if you wake up before your body temperature starts rising, or not wake up, if you're exposed to light, that just worsens the problems and sets your clock back even further. I'm not very good at explaining this, but you can look it up. It's actually, like I said, really interesting. So by waking up early in the morning, when I was still in a deeper cycle of sleep, it actually made the problem worse. And the only way to reset this is to like have an extended period of time, like maybe a month. You could do it in 2 weeks, where you wake up 15 minutes early. So we determined that my sleep cycle was from 2 in the morning to I think like 11:30, which is not something that you need for school. I have to wake up at 6:30 to get to school, and that doesn't really work. So I can't really fix it until summer vacation. And of course, with my luck, I actually met with the sleep specialist right before I went back to school from Christmas break. I could have fixed it over Christmas break, but of course, you know, that's how life goes. So I've got this problem that I can't really fix until summer break. So like my sleep schedule is just completely messed up, which kind of ruined my school life. Obviously, when you miss so many days of school, you get really behind. I missed so many assignments. Over Christmas break, my teachers were very nice to let me complete some of the assignments that I missed and pull my grades back up, which is great. My sleep problems are still going on. They have gotten a lot better recently, which I'm very glad, because I had a fresh start this semester and everything is nice on track. So that's good. Another thing is the ACT, which if you are a junior or sophomore, you're probably starting to take that test, and it's really fun. And when I say fun, I mean not fun at all. I've gone through like a tutoring session to help me for it, which is really great. And the first time I took it, I got, let me see if I can remember my score, a 29 with a 31 super score, which I personally am really proud of. I think it's a pretty decent grade, although I did find out that I qualify for extended time. Some of you might know I have ADHD, which I have been diagnosed with since 3rd grade, so it's not just me. I know lots of people will falsify in order to get extra time or medication for it. I'm not one of those people. It's actually a real thing. I'm perfectly comfortable talking about it because I want to erase the stereotypes and, you know, preconceived assumptions that people have around it. And, you know, the crazy hyper kid that can't do his work, that's not really true. But anyways, I digress. I was talking about getting extra time on the ACT, but in order to get extra time on the ACT, they have to see that I have accommodations in school, which is where they basically make me go get my agenda signed by my teachers and, you know, do lunch study halls. And it's honestly pointless because I keep a very neat and tidy agenda. I write everything down, I highlight it, I color code it. Like, I've always kept a very good agenda, and I think it's really pointless. It's really embarrassing, honestly, to have to go to just, I think, 1 or 2 of my teachers and get it signed, because people are probably going to think that I'm really disorganized and a bad student when I'm not. So that's kind of stressful at school. I think it's kind of a weird thing, and I honestly don't think that it is worth it at all. But my mom and, like, school counselors have already sent so many emails, so I would feel really guilty if I asked them to do away with it and just said, fine, I'll take the score that I have and not get extra time. So that's kind of another thing that's making me stressed in school weird. So if you've kind of been wondering why I haven't really been uploading, it's because I've been just dealing with a bunch of sleep problems and school problems and all that stuff. And on top of that, I just kind of got in a creative rut where I couldn't think. I just got stuck doing all of the same ideas that everyone's done 10,000 times before and not really putting my heart into it. Not because I didn't care and didn't want to, but because there were just so many things pushing down on top of me that I felt like I was just kind of being crushed and didn't have any freedom to think about what I really wanted to do. That brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about, is sort of the new direction that I want to take my channel in. I thought about doing this as kind of a New Year's resolutions video, so I've had this idea for a long time, but I've always felt, ever since I first started doing YouTube my freshman year, the main source of embarrassment when people find out in person about it is that they will think that I am shallow. Now, I don't really care about what people think about me that much. You know, fashion and beauty and makeup and stuff is really nice and it's fun and I love it, but I don't want to be known for just that. I don't want to be, oh, that girl that's always shopping or only cares about how she looks, because that is not all that there is to me. Like, I love science and math and I love school and I love academic things. Actually, next year I have signed up for AP philosophy seminar at school, which sounds amazing. You have to apply to get in, so hopefully I'll get in. It sounds like such a great class because I love talking about stuff like that. I love, like, debate clubs. My interests are very skewed. Lots of you guys know that, like, cars are my passion, if you will. So, like, I'm not I've always kind of felt like I've kind of been put into this box where I can only do fashion and beauty and the occasional like workout video, but just things that are focused on more of your outwards appearance, less than the person that you are on the inside, if this is making any sense. So I really wanted to start to do more videos like this where I just get a chance to talk to you about the real life struggles and just be completely open. I've called you guys my internet friends for a while now, and I really want to uphold that and be your friend and be someone that you can talk to and seek advice. That's why I made my advice blog on Tumblr recently, because I realized how much I love talking to you and giving you good advice and being helpful. You know, what is the point of doing any of this YouTube stuff and internet stuff if I can't be helpful and inspiring, you know? I always have all these thoughts in my head and I just can't put them into a good phrase. Basically, to summarize, I want to expand this channel and give it more meaning than just pretty things on the outside. That brings me on to my next topic, and that is some not as, deep life updates, just kind of things like, hey, here's what's going on in my life, thought you would want to know, maybe that's something that you're interested in too, I don't know. I finally made my spring break plans. My mom and I are going to New York City, and I am so excited. She actually surprised me with some Broadway musical tickets the other night, and I'm super duper excited because my mom and I don't really get to do things one-on-one. My brother and sister are going to the beach with their friends, and I'm really jealous because New York is going to be so cold, and I would love to have a meetup there, but it's just such short notice, and I've never done one before. But hopefully I will be able to do that over the summer if you guys are really interested in a meetup. But I'm so excited for New York. I can't honestly, pretty much the only things that I have planned are just go to really artsy coffee shops, meet up with some friends that live up there, and pretty much just kind of shop, and just window shop and look at the scenery, and also see Broadway musicals, which I'm really excited about. I did not think that I was going to go anywhere for spring break and all my friends were going to leave me, so I'm really excited that I'll have a trip. I will also be going back to New York in April because my school choir that I'm in, called Ensemble, is performing at Carnegie Hall, which I'm just so honored to be a part of. I think Carnegie Hall is the coolest thing, and it looks amazing on a resume to say you've performed there. Also, I'm going to China over the summer, which is crazy. The only thing about New York in April and China over the summer, New York is the exact dates of Playlist Live, of course, so that means I won't be going to Playlist this year, which is upsetting because I really want to go, but maybe next year I'll go. Also, China is I booked my plane ticket for VidCon. I thought I was going. Then the trip to China, which is actually through my church, is not a mission trip. It's more of a work trip. We're running a camp for underprivileged kids there, and I keep on saying really excited, but I am. The flight for China leaves the day after VidCon, and I tried to see if maybe, I could have packed 2 suitcases and then, all my clothes and stuff for California and send it back with my parents when they went home, and then kept my suitcase with my China stuff and meet my friends at the LAX airport and be gone for almost a month straight. But we're not flying out through LAX, we're flying out through Seattle, so it wouldn't really work. So that means I won't be going to VidCon this year, which I'm kind of bummed about, but I think it'll work out for the better because everyone that I know went last year, and I don't think they'll be going again this year. So I would just kind of be on my own and not really know what to expect out there. Also, another thing that I've kind of been stressed about recently is my car has broken down multiple times in the past month or so. My car does have over 100,000 miles on it, which shouldn't be a problem, apart from the fact that I've had it for a year and a half and it has been in the shop over 5 times, which is great. Love that reliability factor. The previous ones have just been small little things like an oil leak here, or an oxygen sensor there, but about this time last month, let's see, it would have been early January, when we had some snow days, my power steering pump went out, which is, I'm not going to go into detail because you guys probably don't care, but it's basically the hydraulic pump that makes it possible for you that makes it a lot easier for you to steer. If it doesn't work, then it's really hard. You have to put all of your body weight into it, as I found out. So my car was in the shop for about a month. one of my dad's good friends that used to work for the BMW dealership was able to fix it for a lot cheaper than they wanted at the dealership. They wanted thousands of dollars, which we found out that the problem they said it was, they said there was a leak in the radiator that needed to be replaced, which turned out the radiator was actually fine, of course, when they wanted to charge us for all of that. So we had to wait for all the parts to come in from China and then put those in, and I had my car back for 3 days, and the power steering pump went out again. There is a leak somewhere that we can't find. The pump uses transmission fluid, and I should be able to see it under the car if there is a significant leak, but there isn't, so we can't find it. Put leak stop in it, which is basically copper particles that find where the leak is and basically plug it up like a blood clot. That's kind of like a band-aid fix, but it is good for now. And then we're going to replace the actual pump, and then hopefully that will be good. But I'm definitely going to be selling it after this because it's given me so much trouble, and it's just not worth it to constantly replace it, which means that I'll be looking for a new car. But I was expecting to drive this car, you know, basically till I graduated college. I thought it was going to last me a long time. I don't have like any money saved up to buy a new car, so my budget is pretty much whatever I can get to sell it or my trade-in. I'm honestly really excited. My dad and I are going to go shopping for cars, and I might actually vlog that on my second channel. If you guys are interested in that, I don't know if you are. That's kind of what I've been thinking about. Also, prom is coming up. Our prom is super duper early. I think ours is around mid-April, when I know lots of schools have it in May. So, you know, it's just kind of stressful because I don't really think anyone's gonna ask me, and like other dances like homecoming or winter formal I don't really care about, but this is prom, and I really don't want to be, you know, that girl who didn't have a date to prom, and I kind of feel like that's gonna be me. But I might just take one of my friends. I don't really know. But yeah, that's just kind of what's been going on in my life, and I see that this video is almost 23 minutes long, so I'm really sorry, but I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what was going on in my life, and so that you just didn't think that I stopped caring about YouTube. Also, I wanted to talk about my new schedule, which I'm getting to at the very last minute. I'm going to be uploading once a week until I kind of get everything completely calm down, and then once school is out, hopefully I'll be able to go back to my twice a week schedule. So I will be uploading on Mondays, and I will post that on like Instagram and Twitter and stuff so that you guys know. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. Also, check out all of my social media down below. I've got my Tumblr and my Pinterest and Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. So if you want to stay in the loop, check that out. Love you guys. Bye!